name is Darby. I'm a student at Chester County High School. I play basketball and soccer, and I don't know what I would do without those sports, and the Hyperbarics has helped me get back to that in my everyday life. Back on September 15th of this last fall, I received my second major concussion from a soccer game. At the instant of the hit, I was unconscious for about a minute, and I got up and I finished the game. And there was about 2 minutes left of the game, and after the game was over, I collapsed on the sideline. And they took me to the hospital, and they took a CT scan and said that it was okay. And they took me home, and I had trouble for the next couple weeks with my speech, my memory. I couldn't talk.
And can I get you to move your card? I'm sorry.
The next couple weeks I wasn't able to talk or function, or going to school was almost impossible. I could not read or write, and those are major things in school, but other things I couldn't do. I couldn't find my classes. My friends are having to help me find my classes, and I'll go ahead and say that I'm saying all this from secondhand. I don't remember any of this. So this is what I've heard from my parents and my friends and my teachers. They'll say that I walked in, and like he mentioned, you just had that fog. You had that mental fog. It just looks like nobody's home. So I wasn't there. I don't remember it. And I'll walk in, and my friend was like, "Today's not a good day, is it?" I'll shake my head. And while I was, the 2 weeks after the concussion, I was still having problems, and I would go to 2 classes, maybe 3 on a good day, and I would just sit through the class. I wouldn't do anything. They'd say get out paper, I wouldn't get out paper. I would just sit there. I hardly remember my Christmas, but during the Christmas, my aunt works in Biloxi, Mississippi, and she mentioned a hyperbaric treatment center that was in Louisiana. And my parents and everybody was just trying to find something to help my personality get back, help me be able to talk and just be myself again. And automatically they jumped on that, and we automatically started talking about driving to Louisiana and staying there for 2 months. And Mom got an email through Facebook from Miss Dawn Bramlett and talking about the Hyperbaric Center here in Jackson. And so a couple weeks later, we met Dr. Schmidt here, and we started my footy treatments right after Christmas. After Christmas, I noticed my energy level, and I noticed some small things, but I still would be in that daze, and I was starting to have 1 good day a week, and then 2 good days a week, and then 3, all the way up until now. I'm still having maybe 1 bad a week, maybe 1 bad day every other week, but for the most part, I'm 10 times better than I was. My routine schedule, my first appointment, it was during Christmas break, and I would come here twice a day. And I would come at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would have my treatment, and then we'd go sit in Starbucks, and Mom would read my schoolwork to me. And some days I'd be like, "I don't understand the word you're saying, can we just stop and take a nap?" And so that day we would stop, and we'd come back at 4:30, and we'd have another treatment, and then we'd go home. And that happened every day for the next 2 weeks. When school started back, I would come here, I would be at the clinic at 6:30, to Miss Diane's bright smiling face, and we would start treatments at 6:30 every morning. I would be done, the treatments last for an hour and a half, and I would be done at about 8, and I would go to school. And for the first couple classes, I would feel fine, but starting towards the end of the day, I was starting to get a little bit more tired, and I was unable to function again. And that was for the first week. But after that week, I would come at 6:30, I would be at school by second period, and I was able to find all my classes. I was able to talk to my friends, and they're like, have you had your oxygen today? You know, you're smiling. That was the key phrase, have you had your oxygen today? And I mean, hyperbarics definitely changed where my recovery could have lasted another year. I'm already back and feeling normal again. And I've had 40 treatments, and Dr. Schmidt, when we were on our way to Memphis, we talked about having another couple over spring break or when school's out, just to make sure that I have everything back in normal.
Thank you.
The people here are incredible. They're all so nice, and they love what they do. If they worked here, all of them love what they do. They're truly amazing.
Thank you, Darby, very much. Do y'all have questions for Darby? Wow. You can relate to that. That's so good. That's good. Darby, literally, I mean, you're looking at a student that was bright and a normal, typical high school student, sports 24/7, school 24/7, come home to homework. And after the concussion, if you can imagine having to be read your homework because you couldn't comprehend it. And so now, just after the 40 treatments, we've got her back to where she is. And I know you probably don't, but tell them what you yelled out to your mom that night when you actually were reading your own homework.
Me and my boyfriend Mitch were studying. I had many friends come over and help me study. During the past couple weeks, the past weeks after the concussion, my friends would they'd pass back papers, my friends would turn around and get the paper and just do my work for me. And they'd turn it in for me. And one night we were sitting at the table and we were studying, and I was reading it, I was remembering what was said, I was comprehending what was said, and Mom was sitting in the other room, and I said, Mom, I'm smart again.
Thank you, Darby, for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. Any more questions for Darby? No? Well, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to jump right
I
on.
want to say something real
Yeah,
quick.
sure.
When Darby first started back to school, it may have been even the first day. I'm a teacher. I taught right down the hall, and one of my kids came up to me and said, Darby's standing in the hall. And I said, okay. And I said, no, she's standing in the hall. She didn't know which way to go. Our high school goes in 4 different directions, and she was standing. So I headed down the hall, and they're like, no, Mitch has got her, Mitch has got her. And he would walk her to every class because my straight-A student couldn't remember where her classrooms were, much less what was going on. So hyperbarics has saved all of our lives. Just can't say enough
Another
about
with
it.
that, after the concussion, I still proceeded to go to my basketball games, and it was our first home basketball game. And the gym is where we live over the summer. As an athlete, you live at the gym. And so I've been there every day. It feels like my entire high school career. And I'd forgot my helmet, and I was going home, and I was coming back, and I couldn't find my way back to the high school. I could not find my way back to the gym. And so I called one of my teammates and I said, okay, don't laugh at me, but I'm lost. She was like, where are you? And I said, I'm at Sonic. And she said, in Henderson? And I said, yeah. And so she talked me back there, but still today, that's what the team makes fun of me for, of missing the first little part of the game because I was lost in town.